And now at this point, we're getting a pretty good degree of stability here. Now it's just a matter of the next layer, which is a complementary of this layer. So we'll place this over here. And we'll place this over here. This gets placed here. And this gets placed over here. So now I'm just going to build the sides up exactly the same way. I just have to find the same pieces if I can remember them. So in this case, the thin one is going to come up, so this comes up over here. And this comes across here. Go across the other side. Thin one comes up. Splat. And now we do the larger side. These guys, this comes up over here, putting all the complementary pieces in, and this comes over here. Come across here and bang. And come across here and bang. Okay, so these are in here. Now I find the oh, missing one here. This guy right here. Oh, okay. Oh, gotta find these guys here. So this comes next. This comes in here. With these guys facing up, I can just put them where they're supposed to be. And here. And finally, last but not least, we put these guys in for this layer. And we can see exactly what it's supposed to look like. This comes in here, this comes in here. So you have a lot of little pieces that are joining with each other. And here. And finally this comes in. Okay, so here we are with the next layer. 1, 2, 3, 4. As you can see, we're 4 layers up. Okay, now I think we can start checking some of the layers here. This moves very freely down over here. And this one I'm a little wary because I don't have all the layers in, so I don't want to start popping pieces out quite yet. So, but I like the movement of the bottom layer, and I'm hiding this horrible core, which is fine with me. So as you recall, next is this piece here, which dives right down into here. Okay, this is the larger version of the piece, which will fit right over here. So once again, putting in my central areas here. Whatever could this be? Well, I think you probably have it figured out by now. If not, don't worry, you will. This comes into here. So now I find the little tiny corner pieces, which are facing the opposite way. So this comes into here, that's these pieces here, as you recall. This is placed over here. And this is here. These guys here. So, as you recall, we put these in here, right over here. And this will come here. So at this point, if you're assembling this, it's going to be pretty obvious where things are going. You don't have to memorize it. It'll make itself apparent. Oh, this dives in over here like a jigsaw puzzle piece. And this dives in over here. Do other little pieces that look like that. This dives into here. And finally this dives into here. So the corners might take some doing. Next would be these guys. and I have to find the nice lock and key that this is going to fit into. So I'm going to just put this down into the core. Okay, so I'm going to continue with those pieces. Dive it into the core and find its way through. Okay, and this snaps into here. Turn it around. Bring this guy in here. Slides in. Now, because of the nature of this puzzle and the complexity, this does take a little bit more doing when we put it in. Okay, with a little bit of doing, we got that in. So I think we're down to the last layer. And then we can see what we've got. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to start putting in the most innermost areas, which are going to be the corners here. So let's find the corners that make sense. This goes here. This goes here. Finally burying this core that I just didn't want to go through the rigmarole of staining. It's just going to be way too high maintenance. Okay, so we've got this over here. Okay, now we start putting in the edges here. So this will come over here. This long one comes here, and you can see that it dives into there. Okay, getting excited to see what the heck this is going to be. Whoop, wrong place. This comes here. And finally this slides into here. Alright, so we have this configuration over here. And now we're going to continue to put things in on the sides. Okay, this abuts the side over here. This comes in over here. Might as well do the other side. There we go. This fits over here. This fits across here. Okay, good, good, and good. Now we just need this corner piece here, which I think is going to be this guy. I'm going to see if this belongs here, and yeah. So these two fit together like so, so I may want to put them in en masse. Just might be easier to do that. And sure, there we go. Likewise the other one. Slide it in. All right, we are looking pretty good. Slide this in. This is the lock and key configuration here. Yeah, it almost starts to assemble itself after a while. As if something doesn't seem to fit, don't even try it. But if it does fit, it literally clicks into place. So now we have this configuration here as we're awaiting the final placement of the core. So I think what's going to be coming next are these pieces here. So just take this piece out for a second and see how well this can fit in right over here. So it is these pieces that come across on the side. Because it's getting harder to visualize, I think I might pre-assemble it like this and then stick it on in. Okay. This comes here. This comes here. And our final placement without causing any scary crunching sounds. But anyway, so this is the last of the edges on this layer that has to go in. I'm trying to put them all in en masse. There we go. Okay, so put that in nice. Okay, so now to put these in, to assemble these, we're going to start putting everything in except for the very last part of the core. So that's going to be here. And I'm just going to kind of pre-assemble, kind of put these into place. This comes here. Here, here, and here. Now, how much of this am I going to pre-assemble and just lop into here? Well, that depends. Let's put a little bit more in here. Let's put some of these corner areas in. So this will come over here. This will come over here. This will come over to here. And this will come over to here. Okay, so I think that that's about as much as we're going to pre-assemble. And I'll just put a screw in here, ready for action. Now what I'm going to do is start putting these other center pieces in here, these other edges. Just kind of fit them in as best you can. And it should be fairly intuitive how they're supposed to go. So this obviously comes into here. These pieces come into here. So yeah, if it fits, place it at this point. So these corner areas of the center pieces. Fits nicely here. And one more. Okay, now I'm going to take these and slide these into here as well. Good and good. Okay, so we're down to our final placement here. Now in placing this in here, to add stability to this, there's a lot of grooves in here that have to slide into the top over here too. So really you have to find a way to just get it to slide into these places. It's going to take a little bit of doing. And I'm trying to put it in on block as one piece. So it's going to take some gapping and placing. But in the end, it should be able to stay in with a lot more stability than previous versions. So you can feel this starting to lock in. And this. So I'm kind of separating it out a little bit. So I'm actually kind of shimming each piece in so that it's hooked under where it's supposed to be, because once it's hooked, then it's, then it's locked. Is it hooked? It's hard for me to say. I think that it is. So I'm going to go ahead and put the screw in and tighten it. Okay. Hopefully that's enough tension on it. And this seems pretty stable here. So right out of the box, so to speak, right after assembly, this layer is moving pretty well. Now things may be a little loose. I'm just going to put this cap on here temporarily. And we will see what we've got. Okay, so as you can see, right now with a fully formed puzzle here, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this appears to be, so this is a 5 by 6 by 7. The next step up of brick cuboid, we haven't seen anything of this sort since the 4 by 5 by 6. You can see that right out of the box, the turning is quite good compared to the fact that it has not been lubricated, it's not been anything. So very, very good. Some sides may be more tension than others. The thing that I'm looking for is stability on all sides. So I'm just going to continue to turn this here. Some middle turns, good. And the more you turn this beast, let me angle this up here now. The more you turn this beast, the better it seems to be. So here's the finished product, completely stickered and fully assembled here. Handsome little devil here. The movement is really, really good. This is actually the third version. This is without any lubrication. Moves very smoothly at this layer as well. So I'm not having any issues with this. Any issues with stabilities in previous versions seems to have been fixed very well. Check out this layer here too. So really just by variable tensioning of it, but absolutely no lubrication, it moves quite well with very minimal effort. Now bear in mind, this is a complex puzzle, a lot of intricate pieces, so movement you'll always have to be careful with much of these higher order Shapeways puzzles. But I think the moment we've been waiting for, of course, is shape-shifting at this point. So we're going to carefully move the pieces around and see if we can move in the odd to odd layers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So for all intents and purposes, this here should be a shape-shifting move, which it is quite well. Again, because this is a giant brick, I can barely get the whole thing on camera, but it does move very smoothly. Let's look at more shape-shifting moves here. Now, of course, being a brick, it's only going to shape-shift in one plane here. So we can get a pretty good scramble going on with this. Solved similarly with a similar strategy as other bricks. And let's see what happens if we, I don't know, move this over here. And let's see if I can keep track of exactly what I'm doing as I continue to put this in various shape-shifting moves. Once again, you have to make sure alignment is exactly right. And again, I'm still in the process of breaking this in, but it seems to move quite well. And it promises to scramble in very interesting and creative ways. And the inevitable question, can I get it back? But in any case, there it is, our 5 by 6 by 7, if you've not already figured it out. See if I can't bring this back to its native form here. Move this to here. I think these probably come to here. This comes here. And this can be picked up through Puzzle Maestro's shop on the Shapeways website, as this has now been prototyped. The movement is very smooth. You've seen the assembly. Pretty straightforward. If I can do it, anyone can do it. Okay. And I am now in the process of actually scrambling this guy. So it would appear. This comes here. This comes, say, over here. And here. And here. Okay. So I think I've turned this into my first potential scramble here. Okay, so this is it, partially scrambled, 5 by 6 by 7. Let's do a couple more patterns with this. I managed to get this back. Well, we'll move this over here, turn this like so, turn this over here, see if we can't optimize the shape-shifting capacity of this. Turn this like so, and turn this like thus. And let's see if we can make some various and sundry shapes. Now, to those that who have followed some of my videos are probably asking the questions, will you get the brick parity with this? And the answer is, of course you will. You're going to get all the parities and all the aspects that bricks have with this. So I'm going to challenge this a little bit and try to do a multi-layered shape-shifting move just to test the extremes of stability with this. Again, make sure it's lined up. These are novelty items. Moves well over here. Moves well over here. There's a little bit of catchiness at first, but once it sets into moving, it sets just fine. And this moves over to here. So, neat little pattern. Won't let this get away with not being moved. There we go. Double turn, double turn, double turn. I guess what you can call a brick checkerboard. Anyway, very cool, very cool. So this is in its full shape-shifted form here. And again, the more I'm breaking it in, the smoother it's turning. I find that with a lot of these Shapeways puzzles. This is actually just the solidified version of a powder that's been three-dimensionally rendered and formed. So it's kind of molding itself. Move this back here. And now we can get this all back. And again, although it's pretty stable, you've got to move these pieces carefully, as with all Shapeways products. I never take them for granted. Turn. This was designed by Gregoire Pfenning. This is another one of his ingenious designs. But you can buy this over at, again, Puzzle Maestro. And for a little bit of time, depending on if time permits, I may be offering this fully assembled and stickered for you. That's going to be based, again, upon timing. But I got a couple of different versions here, version 1, version 2, version 3. These are not fit for sale because of stability issues with previous versions here. They're actually fairly good. Maybe I'll do prize giveaways or something with this. But in any case, this takes its seat among the bricks, starting off with this little 1x2x3 to the 2x3x4, the 3x4x5, the 4x5x6, and of course now taking its seat amongst that is the 5x6x7, completing the brick collection over here. So there it is in its full glory. The 5x6x7, congratulations to those who were able to figure out what this was, although I don't think I made it particularly challenging to guess. In any case, thanks for watching.